I just cannot believe it. When I found out about this, I said, no, absolutely not. This cannot be real. No one would ever do anything like this. But I was wrong. Kool-Aid.
Something that's meant to be enjoyable.
Summertime and fun.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid. A 5-cent package makes 2 quarts of.
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, Kool-Aid.
Wednesday afternoon, this Brightmoor block was full of Kool-Aid smiles. But Tuesday night, not so much.
I've lived on this block over 20 years. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like that.
Some bad boys were hanging out on Lamphere in front of this old abandoned school building. There were a few other fellas in front of this house across the street. And there were some verbal blows being thrown from both sides.
The initial argument, from my understanding, began over Kool-Aid.
Hey, Kool-Aid!
Yeah! Oh, yes, right. Several Detroit cops confirmed that 2 of the dudes from the 2 crews were fighting over who makes the best Kool-Aid. But the tongue lashings turned into a gunfight.
They started shooting at each other.
Over Kool-Aid.
I don't know what to say.
I know, right? Can you believe this? The 2 young men pulled out their pistols and opened fire, but they both missed their intended target. They ended up hitting 2 other guys, one in the wrist, and the other took a bullet to the butt.
I just don't understand some of the kids today. I just don't get it.
Some people ain't got much to live for, so the smallest arguments turn into the biggest things.
The way people are, it doesn't take very much.
You look at this, you think what?
That's a ridiculous thing to fight over, yeah.
And if this is our future, it is scary. Both of the people who were shot are just kids, 17 years old. They were both released from the hospital and doing just fine right now. Police are still looking for their shooters, though. One of them took off in a purple 2007 Chevy Impala. Huel?
Well, this is outrageous and also sad, Andrea. We've never seen anything like this before, but what are police saying about this?
Sadly, Huel, they say they've seen worse. And one of them told me today that he thinks it's because guns are as easy to get as Tic Tacs, and so many young people have no idea how to solve their problems other than grabbing a gun and shooting. It is a sad, sad state of affairs, my friend.
Hopefully, somehow, some way, these kids can learn something from this big mistake.
Let's hope so.
All right, Andre, thank you.
The house is for sale, but it's not an open house today. And I've just seen 2 male black subjects force the front door open.
Anthony Edwards and his realtor, Jerry Isham, had a planned showing at 1093 Morado Drive.
And we talking about how much we're going to offer and what would be best. Next thing you know, police cars everywhere.
In body cam video, one officer can be seen raising her gun as the situation unfolded.
Hands up!
Hands up, what y'all doing?
Tell your friend to come out too. Hands up.
Come on now, man. We got appointments to see this out.
Well, people saw you forcing your way in, that's why we're here.
Oh man, I don't know. They just white people calling the police doing that.
Isham identified himself as a realtor. Both men were handcuffed.
According to the complaint, they forced in, but doesn't look like it to me.
Edwards feels the color of his skin heightened the police response.
The call itself seemed racially motivated. The way they acted, the way they proceeded to handle us was racially motivated.
The city does not comment on lawsuits, but Fraternal Order of Police President Dan Hills says the officers did the right thing.
They were called for breaking and entering, which is a felony in progress. They have every right to go about this with some caution.
They don't know me from anybody else, so why would they judge me? Because of the color of my skin.
This story. A woman shot and killed all because of an argument over a bowling ball. Police say they know the shooter and are waiting for him to turn himself in. And Channel 2's Tom Jones is live right now in Southwest Atlanta at the Metro Fun Center. Tom, police are really bothered by this particular loss of life, right?
Yeah, Fred, no fun here last night. Police talk all the time about the need for people to put their weapons down and solve their differences with words, practice better conflict resolution. Police say none of that happened last night here at the Fun Center during a birthday party, and now a young woman's life is over. Atlanta Homicide Commander Ralph Woolfolk has investigated many murders during his time with the department, but this one seemed to shake him to his core.
A young lady has lost her life tonight as a result of an argument over a bowling ball.
Police say the 31-year-old woman got into an argument with a man just after 11 at the Metro Fun Center on Metropolitan Parkway. That's when police say the gunman killed her.
We talk about conflict resolution time and time again, and once again, this is an escalating dispute in which a young lady has lost her life over a bowling ball.
Can't say that enough, over a bowling ball. Police say they have great video surveillance of the suspect. They have ballistics evidence, and they say people who saw what happened are talking. So they say it's a matter of time before this person is captured, so they are urging him to turn himself in, Fred.
Tom, I think you would agree with me, my friend. We've got to start treating each other.
I would.
A young mother was just leaving her shift after closing up the restaurant at this Popeyes at Arlington and Atlantic Boulevard when she says she was followed home, according to police. But you'll never believe what the armed suspects were after: a box of chicken.
It's getting crazy in the world today.
Authorities say 4 unknown men drove by several times in a burgundy Pontiac sedan, yelling at the victim and her boyfriend, saying, quote, "Give us the chicken." The victims ignored them and kept walking back to their house, thinking they were gone. Just when they thought they were safe, they say the suspects started driving slowly up to them, turned off their headlights, and that's when they knew things were about to get ugly. Police say the passenger got out of the car with a shotgun and yelled, quote, "You know what time it is, give it up." Then he ordered the victim to put down the chicken or else he would shoot him. The gunman then allegedly pointed the barrel at the victim, and that's when her boyfriend pleaded and begged, telling the suspect she's 2 months pregnant.
It is. It's very ridiculous.
Police say after they were on the ground, they stole the victim's purse. As the gunman was walking away, they say they could hear the other suspects in the car yelling to blast him. Making matters worse, the victim says she had just gotten paid at work and was going to spend the cash for her 5-year-old daughter, whose birthday is on Saturday. People we talked to about it say they aren't shocked at all.
It's nothing new. Crime has grown so much in Jacksonville. It's unreal.
Well, some scary moments caught on tape. A Lucas County Sheriff's deputy in uniform has a gun pulled on him by a security guard.
And now that security guard faces criminal charges as the deputy tries to wrap his head around almost being killed in what should have been a very basic situation. I-Team reporter Sean Haggerty with the video you'll only see on 13 ABC. Sean.
Yeah, that deputy came here to 4 Seagate to ask a question at the IRS office, a step that almost cost him his life. As Lucas County Sheriff's Deputy Alan Gaston enters the IRS office, he's in full uniform with his badge and his firearm visible. He's on duty May 31st, but says he stopped at the office for a phone number to ask about a letter he got from the IRS. Deputy Gaston says the guard told him he needed to put his gun in his car. Gaston said he couldn't do that. The conversation ends with a gun pointed at the deputy's back. Gaston vividly remembers that moment.
Basically preparing myself to be shot at that moment, bracing for a shot in my back.
The whole thing caught on security camera as the guard follows Deputy Gaston to the elevator with the gun out, and it appears his finger very close to the trigger. The guard then tries to take Gaston into custody, once again with the gun drawn.
There's really no way to know how you're going to act when there's a gun pointed at you and when you think you're going to lose your life.
Gaston works as a defensive tactics instructor. He says he felt the best way to de-escalate this situation was to walk away. Eventually, Toledo police arrived after getting a 911 call.
He's got a gun and he won't leave.
But the caller from inside the IRS office never tells 911 the man with the gun is a uniformed deputy sheriff. Gaston's biggest concern as this incident unfolded were the other people inside the office.
If I'm going to get shot, which I felt like I was, it's not fair. They came there to do their business.
Gaston and his wife have now filed a civil lawsuit against the security guard Seth Eklund and the security company, seeking compensation after Gaston allegedly suffered emotional and psychological distress and lost wages. He's currently on medical leave from the Lucas County Sheriff's Department. He has a message for that security guard.
I would say clearly your training is lacking, and the fact that you went from 0 to 100 lethal force is unacceptable.
That security guard, Seth Eklund, is now facing a charge of aggravated menacing. He's due in court next week. We tried to reach out to him today, but could not contact him. We also reached out to the IRS for a comment today, but we've not yet heard back, Leah and Diane.
My nigga, I love me. I'm trying to. I'm listening to you. I'm going to stop talking.
I'm going to try it one more time. If y'all get out of order, then y'all can have a race now. Yeah. Let's try it one more time. According to the Bible, take everybody 2 steps back. Right now, according to the Bible, so-called, it says so-called blacks and Hispanics in the Bible. Are you listening? Or you just running your mouth to your friend? Are you listening? Give me only things I see. I'm not the Bible. I'm rebuking. You know how you want to say you please ask me keep thy foot. The Lord said keep your foot of God. The Lord said keep your footing towards the house of God. God. And be more ready to hear. Be more ready to hear. Don't ask me a question and then turn to your friend. But you're not trying to explain to her. Why are you going to her? I'm trying to keep us in the we can't talk to me. That is part of my kids. Read. Please ask me 5 and 1 again. Read. How you asking that question? I'm not going to talk against one. Wait. Excuse me. I have a question. Excuse me. Martin Luther King not saying that I pray that we are not judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. Right? You're going to judge because I'm white and not because I'm a Christian. You're speaking against the words of Martin Luther King Jr. The content of our character, not the color of our skin. That we be judged by the content of our character, not by the color of our skin. Question, then when I try to answer, they talk, they disrespect you, they talk over you, then you really don't want to know. You really don't want to know. Read Ecclesiastes 5 and 1 again. Read. That's why the Lord wants to kill 2/3 of our people, and I love every minute of it. I love it. That's why 2/3 of these relentless men and women, the Lord wants to put them to death. Read what you got, brother. Read. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of God. The Lord said, keep your foot when you go to the house of God. Go ahead. And be more ready to hear. The Lord said, be more ready to hear. When you come, when men are teaching the Bible, you got to be there to listen. Because you got to be explaining. I don't like that. Then to give the sacrifice of a fool. Because if you want to learn, how you going to learn and you can't talk? How you going to learn and you ask a question but you're yelling over me? Read what you got, brother. Read. But they consider not. The Lord said they consider not. Come on. That they do evil. That's evil to do that because you want to ask a question about the word of God. Then talk over it and not listen. Go ahead. Be not rash with thy mouth. That's the problem with our people. Our people are rash with their mouth. That's right. The other stuff, and most of the time they don't know what they're talking about. Go ahead. And let not thy heart be hasty to utter anything before God. Don't let your heart be hasty to utter anything before the Lord. So if you ask a question, be quiet and listen. The reason why we go so hard because the Lord said our people make their face hard against us, make our face hard against y'all. Give me Ezekiel 13. We know how people are. You blacks and Hispanics are not nice people, especially to each other, especially to one another. Now, if I was the white man, I wouldn't be getting all this flack. If I was the white man, you know what they'd be doing? They'd be up there saying, "Excuse me, sir, can I ask you a question?" Okay, when you finish, I'll make my comment. Hold on. See that? Excuse me, professor, can I ask you something? That's how I feel if I was a white man up there. But because I look like them, or we can run all over this, we can say what we want to say, our people don't respect us. So that's why when we come out here and teach, they ask the questions and they talk over us and disrespect us when we try to answer them. Big. The so-called blacks and Hispanics are children of God. Now, the reason why I say so, you can get, look at this brother. This brother's very dark. Look at this. That's why I say so all black. Because we're known as black. We're different shades of brown. This sister right here is real dark, but she's not of the spirit. We're different shades of brown. So I say so-called black, so we can know what we're talking about. And so-called Hispanic, because Hispanic is not a natural. So that's why I say so-called. Now, according to the Bible, out of all people on the earth, the black race is the most. That's we out here, Father. Get down to 45. The so-called black Hispanic is not going to say black Hispanic. It's going to say Israelites, because that's what we are. The children of Israel.
So how do you know black and Hispanic?
Yeah, how do you know? Like, what's the degree of black or Hispanic?
Prophecy.
But you have to look at your DNA.
Okay. Because
I gotta know.
I'm trying to read. Isaiah 40:41. Go ahead. I'm going to say black. Isaiah 44:41. Get down here, O Jacob, my servant. God said Jacob, because and Israel, I have chosen. Now where's the father? Hades, so according to the Bible, you're an Israelite from the tribe of Levi, nation of Israel. The so-called nation. Yo, hold on.
Just so I'm getting reading the Bible.
You want to deal with them, take them here.
He wants to synthesize everything that's being said.
Yeah, see that? So the bottom line is this. The black West Indians, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, we are the trading tribes. We got to repent. Give me Deuteronomy 7:6. God made all nations, he only chose Deuteronomy 7:6.
Deuteronomy 7:6.
Go ahead.
But thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
The Bible says the Israelites are holy people. Go ahead.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be
the Lord said he chose the Israelites. Come on.
To be a special people.
A special people. Come on.
Unto himself.
Come on.
Above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
What did the Lord say?
Above all people.
The Lord said the Israelites are above all people. Come on.
That are upon the face of the earth.
Now you gonna get mad at me for teaching that?
And
when the Lord said it,
Jesus came.
when the Lord said it,
neglecting the Messiah once again.
The Lord said he's above all.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, for whoever believeth in him shall not perish but have eternal life. It says that in the New Commandment, New Testament. And I'm sick of everything. I appreciate your dialogue. I'm
God is one judge. That's what I'm going to teach you. Smoke here. So now you got to make the choice, because you so-called blacks, West Indians, Haitians that love your different tribe, you got to repent and come out to me. I've never had a white person. Even before I've been in this knowledge for 16 years, even before I came, when I was in the streets, grimy and dirty, I didn't have no white friends. See that? I never liked it. I went to elementary school in the hood. It wasn't no white students. It was black and Latino. I never liked them. When I worked with them, I used to curse them out of my mouth. The hell with them devils. I'm not like y'all. No disrespect to anybody in this crowd, but I'm not like y'all. Y'all work for the job, they go to school with white people and say, they cool, they my white friends. But no, not up here. You're dealing with a different breed of black man. And I love the hate. Give me Romans 9:13. See that? We're not the politically correct Negro. You got the wrong one up here. See that? Read that. Romans the 9th chapter. Not up here, you're not getting that. The hell with these blacks. Y'all can love them all y'all want. Go to school with them, work with them, smile with them, cry over LeBron James with them, but not up here. Read what you got, brother. Read.
The book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13.
Come on.
As it is written.
As it is written in the Holy Bible. Go ahead.
Jacob have I loved.
Jacob have I loved. Yeah, that's how it is. You know, you give a Negro an iPod, he loves the white man. You give a Negro an Apple phone, he loves the white man. You give a Negro a Hummer, he loves the white man. You give him some Rockaway, he loves the white man. So you let him work on a job for $10 an hour, he loves the white man. See that? You let him drive a train, a the transit train, he loves the white man. That's why Negroes are easily pacified. The white man say, here, you little slave dog. Here's a Hummer with some rims on it. Here's a Hummer with some rims on it, Negro. Now love me. And they say, you can't talk about the white man. The white man, my buddy. What color are you? It's simple. Caucasian is not a color.
White?
Try again.
White?
What color are you?
White?
Answer the question. Are you saying you're white or you're asking me are you white?
No, I'm telling you I'm a white person. I'm a white color.
You're a white person. But you're intelligent. See that? You're intelligent and you're smart, but you're a white person. Okay.
What's your answer, honey?
See that? My answer is you're pink. You're a derivative of red.
Okay,
see that? You're
so
not the color of this board that he has right here. So yes, I just proved to you I'm very smart. Because you didn't even know that. See that? Let's continue with the word of the Lord. But anyway.
What does that have to do with bedazzled belt?
But listen, what do you want, woman? Your friend's trying to pull you away. Just go ahead. You minding our business.
I can't stand here?
You're minding our business. I was not talking to you. So now
I'm pretty clear you
So
were.
now you can feel confident now. I was not talking to you.
No, I'm pretty
sure. So you can have a nice night. Goodbye.
Oh, you want me to leave?
I don't care. I really don't care
All right,
what
so
you
I'm
do.
gonna stand here. What do
I
you
really
do?
don't care what you do, but you can leave because you're minding our business.
I can stand here. It's a free fucking country, so I'm gonna stand here.
It's a free effing country.
Yeah.
See that? The intelligence of the so-called white woman in America in 2010. It's an effing free country, right?
Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue.
That's what you get when you mind other people's business.
Yep, because I'm
right. Didn't your parents teach you that when you was young? Don't mind other people's business.
Yep.
See that? Don't mind. Stay out people's business.
Yes, my mother taught me right.
Yeah, the Bible tells you don't mind other people's business.
What Bible are you reading?
The Holy Bible, King James 16:11.
Which says?
And it's not for you.
It's not for me?
It's not for you.
Why not?
It's only for the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans.
Why?
It's for you, but in there, you know what it says about you?
But why isn't it for me?
Because it says you're going to be a slave.
Why?
See that? It's for you, but it's not for your
What's
benefit.
the verse? Can you read it to me?
Revelation 13:9.
Okay, so you have to look it up so you don't know it?
I called it. What do you mean I just called it?
What is it? Can you say it right now?
Revelation 13:9.
Can you say it?
I'm going to read it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know it by heart.
Yes, I do know it by heart, but I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it so everybody can understand.
Oh, okay. So but you can't recite it right now. But you can't recite it. Oh, but you got your boy reciting it. Okay.
Any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Champagne is the patience and the faith of the saints. So yes, we know it.
I'm finished?
She's finished, yeah.
I'm finished.
But what do you want, Lindsay? What do you want? What do you want now?
I just want to listen to you.
You want to listen to me, right? I just want to hear this black man.
Are you guys Jewish?
Yeah, because that's what I said.
Yeah, I guess that's what you said.
Yeah.
See that? Let's
Tell me, are you Jewish?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
What is it?
But that's when you get. That's when you get.
I have a question.
Other people's business.
Why do you wear Stars of David?
Why you think?
I don't know. I'm asking. Are you Jewish? Are you?
Take a wild guess.
Are you Jewish?
Why would we wear the Star of David?
Are you Jewish?
Why would we? Take a guess.
Are you Jewish? I asked you a question. Are you Jewish?
No, I want you to take a guess. Before I answer it, you got one guess.
Because you're Jewish.
Why would we wear the shield of David?
Because you're Jewish.
Right?
Where are you from?
What question you gonna ask?
Originally, where are you from?
What question you gonna ask?
I asked you the first question. You want to answer, so I'm
going to answer, but I want you to take a guess. Why would we?
Is that not a guess?
Why would we wear Magun David? Why would we wear it?
Do you speak Hebrew?
Why would we wear it?
Do you speak?
Why would we wear Magun David? Why would we wear it?
Tell me, you speak?
I'm asking you a question.
He's asking you a question, but he's going to overpower him and ask him a question.
Why would we wear the shield of David? Because we are the Jews and Israelites. Duh! See, let's continue with the word. He's calling it a shield of David and then asking me why I'm wearing it. Duh!
So, wait a sec. If you're a Jew, why is what you're preaching only for Latins, blacks, and you know that?
Because the Jews the Israelites are only one nation, 12 tribes. Come on, you should know that.
So wait, so I wouldn't be included in that?
No, Atah lo Yehudi, Atah Mamzeh, Atah Goy. You're not a Jew.
Goy.
Yes, you're a Goy.
I'm a Goy.
Yes, you are.
He's telling a Jew he's not a Jew.
Right.
He's telling a Jew
you're the child of Satan. You're not a Jew.
Oh, you're a child of Satan.
Atalo Yehudi.
I don't dress up like Halloween, bro.
Excuse
I
me?
don't dress up like it's Halloween.
Yeah, because you look like Fabio with a damn mohawk. Because you look like Fabio with a damn P. Diddy mohawk. You want to throw insults or you want to deal with the word of God?
No, that's what I'm
Because I'm a king at both. See that? So don't try to throw little cheap shots.
When I cut,
because I can make the ass look this small out here. All right, read.
You're all talk. Read.
Oh, but now.
I want to listen. Read. I want to hear what
No, but wait.
you're talking wrong.
Nonsense.
We're talking
I want to be
nonsense.
educated.
When the last time you've been to Sabbath service?
Educate.
Revelation 2:9.
Let's see what you know.
The Lord said He knows the works of the true Israelites. Good. And tribulation. Good. And poverty. Good.
But thou art rich.
But the real Jews are rich. Come on.
And I know the blasphemy of
The
them.
Lord said He know the blasphemy of them. Good.
Which say they are Jews.
Which say they are Jews. Come on.
And are not.
Tatalo Yehudi. Good. Are the synagogue of Satan. A bunch of ton. Atalo Yehudi. Let's continue with the word.
Where did
See that? So you're Satan. Yes, you are.
You are Satan!
When did you prove that?
I proved the ones of y'all that
You didn't prove shit because that is not in the Jewish. That is not in the Jewish
You're the devil. You don't want to accept it.
That is not in the
You don't
Jewish
want to accept it.
I don't know what Bible you believe in. Who wrote that book? Did you write that book?
But when I cut this bad,
What is he supposed to know?
okay?
What cuss did I use? That's what the Bible. I didn't use that. Stop lying. Stop lying. Stop lying. No, you're thinking about
What is he trying to prove?
You're thinking about
I'm not a Jew. He's telling a Jew. I'm not. He's not a Jew.
You're telling me that money.
I love it.
Right. Let's get this shoe. Look, knowing Hebrew don't make you a Jew. Knowing Hebrew don't make you a Jew. Knowing Hebrew don't make you a Jew. It's by the seed of your father. Give me Isaiah 46:3. So knowing Hebrew don't make you.
Yo. Give me all had 32:9. Give me all had 32:9. Now write some shit up just like this guy over here.
Right.
Talk shit.
You see how vulgar these people are?
Talk shit.
These guys are not the real Jews. They're vulgar,
Talk shit.
they're angry, they're
You would
mad,
have
they're
followers.
cursing.
You would have followers.
Excuse me?
You would have followers if you were a real preacher.
I don't have followers. I don't have followers.
Why
God,
you would have
God
You would have people. You would have people
God
behind you.
has
Understanding what you're saying. But
These are my brothers that I
Who
label with.
understands? Who
These are my
understands?
brothers that I label with.
Understand what he's saying? So you're telling a Jew that?
Yo, hold on. He asked the question. Who understands what we're saying? Raise your hands high. What makes you a Jew?
If we count that shit,
And isn't God all accepting?
Excuse me?
Isn't God all accepting? He wants everyone.
You a Jew. Read.
No, shut up, son. I want to listen
To me,
Good.
house of Jacob.
Oh, house of Jacob, come on.
And all the remnant of the house of Israel.
And all the remnant of the house of Israel, good.
Which were born by me from the belly.
But woman, what's wrong with you?
Come on, guys. You're not saying anything.
Are all white Muslim people not
You cursing, you getting upset.
Anybody that challenges you, you're gonna have some kind of.
You're not even challenging me, you're just talking. You're not challenging me, you're talking. Nothing you said made sense yet. Nothing you said made sense yet. So you're not challenging me, you're just talking.
I believe God says I love all my
A
children.
louder ASS
Doesn't
voice.
God say I love all my
See that?
children?
That's what you.
So what is your theory?
So what is the theory? I just got here. What is the theory? It's hysterical.
I didn't say nobody black.
Wait, everyone who's not Latina, black, or something else is Satan.
I still don't know what you're saying.
You have Satan. We're all Satan. What is the theory?
Read.
Oh, he's gonna read something really loud in
It's
your
not a
ear.
theory, it's the truth. Good.
Exactly, but apparently half of these
Listen to
people
me,
believe it.
house of
Why you
Jacob.
dressed like that?
Because
why?
why you dressed like that? You about to go to work with her.
No, but I just want to know.
To a house of Jacob.
I'm just asking. Why you answering
The house of Israel.
Good.
What's the theory?
These are my ancient garments. That's what I'm dressed
Okay,
in.
what's the theory?
It's not a theory.
I'm an educated person.
This is a
Explain
fact.
to me what's the theory.
What's your nationality? You
I'm
educated?
gonna believe. If you're lying, you're okay. I'm not educated. Go fuck yourself.
Ray, you wish you could. Okay, Ray, you wish you could.
Weren't most of the disciples white?
No, they were not. They were black.
Oh,